Alright, so we have a fun one here. So Luis Saldana, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, versus Austin Lingo. So Saldana has a 1 inch reach advantage, sorry, a 1 inch height advantage, and a 3 inch reach advantage. We'll see if he can use this. In the stand-up, I think this is quite a clash of styles. You know, Saldana likes to keep it at kickboxing range. He generally likes to throw singular strikes. He likes a pretty fight. He likes it to be technical. He likes it to be, go technique for technique, and whoever's got the best technique wins, Whereas Lingo, he likes to get in your face. He likes to come forward with that boxing-centric approach. He likes to get in close. He doesn't like to fight at kickboxing range at all. He likes to get in the pocket and start, throwing hooks, start putting hands on guys. So I think it's going to come down to who's able to control the range and who's able to implement their type of style on their opponent. So Lingo, he likes to come forward, as I said before, get in the pocket, likes the 3-2-3. It's one of his go-to combinations. I've noticed that he does lead with the left hook quite often. Goes for that 3 to the overhand right. Leading with the left hook isn't the greatest thing. It does telegraph your intentions. Generally follows it up with a 2, so you got to watch out for that. But leading with a wide punch, it's not the best way to close distance, really, like fundamentally. But he is starting to lead with the jab a lot more now. He's been going to the 1-1-2. The 1-2s. I think in the Kilburn fight, he was leading with the jab a lot more, which I really liked the look of. And I think Saif Saeed's kind of drilling that into him a little bit. But he does set up his right hand really well. Like whenever he's leading with whatever, the jab, the left hook, he's always setting it up, and he does set it up quite well. He always gets in perfect range for it. And, more often than not, it connects. And as I said, for Saldana, he likes it to be at kickboxing range. He likes to throw a lot of kicks. He likes to go technique for technique. He likes the low calf kick. Lingo, boxing heavy style, heavy on the lead leg, also doesn't check low calf kick, so I feel like Saldana should attack that in this fight. Also, Saldana likes the front kicks to the body. He'll switch it up top. I'm pretty sure he's the guy that got the front kick on the Contender Series, or was that Bahamondes? He got some type of kick finish, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, nice kicks. He is easily backed up onto the fence in that regard because he's always trying to create space for his kicks. And Austin Lingo, he's not gonna want to give him any space for those kicks, so he's gonna want to get in the pocket and stay there. So for Saldana, he has hands. He's not totally useless when you do close the distance on him. He has that snapping jab, naked straight right. Generally throws everything just by itself, one and done. He's not really throwing combinations at all. Also likes to check left hook on the back foot. Basically throws that every time. Basically, anytime you close distance on him, he's going to throw that check left hook. So it is quite predictable, and, fake the close distance. You draw out the check left hook on him, make him throw it, and then you close the distance again after you've, drawn the check left hook out. He's a little vulnerable in that position, because he will just kind of lean back with his chin in the air on the back foot to avoid strikes, so it's not great. It's a little predictable as well. And Saldana, he just has his hands low at all times, like he doesn't bring them up at all. But yeah, it just depends who's going to be able to control the range and who's going to be able to, enforce their will on their opponent. Lingo can be too over-aggressive at times, walks onto a lot of double legs, reactive doubles, and lets the opponent clinch up quite often, and try and halt his pressure. Engages in that clinch a little bit. Saldana isn't really that type of guy that's going to clinch up and, shoot for takedowns when he is pressured. So that's good for Lingo, because in the past he just walked on the double legs really easily. For Lingo, he will mix in the takedowns at times, but he does shoot with his neck out, his neck sticking out. And Saldana, he will attack with that high elbow guillotine when the opponent's on all fours, or if he stuffs a takedown. But I'm not expecting too much grappling in this one, honestly. I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem. I think it's mostly going to play out on the feet. So how these guys win fights, so for Lingo's got considerable power in both hands. Good power for the division. How these guys lose fights, so for Lingo's got subpar takedown defense, subpar get-ups. For Saldana, it's the striking tendencies and it's the grappling tendencies, but I didn't really get into them here because I don't think he's going to offensively grapple, or he's going to be doing too much defensive grappling as well. So, yeah, pass to victory for these two. For Saldana, keep respect with the jab and try and keep it at kickboxing range, so don't let him, just bully you, abuse you with his range control, and let him getting in the pocket all the time. So, get some respect, don't just back up constantly. Also look to low calf kick him. Yeah, talked about that before. So for Lingo, look to pressure him. I think the Jordan Griffin fight exposed the fact that Saldana is a little bit uncomfortable when he is heavily pressured. Also look to cut the cage off, because he does have good footwork. So if you cut the cage off, he has one way to go, really, one direction to go, and cut the cage off to whatever side his power leg is on, so you don't give him the angle for like a high kick or a body kick. He can use that angle to also escape as well. So if you cut off the angle that he needs for his power leg offense, then you don't really have to worry about too much else coming back at you when you are pressuring him, because yeah, doesn't really throw too many lead leg kicks. Mostly it's coming from the power leg. So if you get the perfect angle and you nullify that, then you don't have to worry about it, the kicks coming at you. But also, all he's really going to throw is the check left hook if you cut off the angle for his kicks, and it's quite predictable. You can roll under that, throw a 2, because the check left hook is coming. So I think that's quite manageable, and that's quite a good game plan, honestly. Also look to mix in takedowns. If it's a close round and you're having trouble on the feet, look to mix in takedowns and just try and edge the round out, maybe late in the round. Alright, so how I see this fight going. So I think this one's going to play out on the feet, and Lingo on the feet, he just doesn't do boring fights. I think it's going to be very exciting. Minus the Zalal fight, I guess, but that was because Zalal was just, taking him down every time he closed distance. But I don't think there's going to be any takedowns in this one. Saldana doesn't shoot takedowns. Lingo barely shoots takedowns. So I'm expecting a banger on the feet, honestly. I think it's going to be a fun fight. I think whoever wins is going to be whoever gets their preferred range and keeps it there. Lingo's going to want to come forward and get in the pocket, and Saldana's going to want to keep it at kickboxing range. So Lingo, he's going to want to come forward and then look to keep Saldana's heels on the fence, not giving Saldana any space for his kicks. And Saldana, he needs space to uncoil his kicks. So I feel like whoever can make the opponent predominantly fight at their range will get the W here. And I believe that's going to be Lingo. I think he's going to be pressuring Saldana heavily from the get-go. And Saldana, he's just not very defensively responsible in boxing range at all. He makes a lot of mistakes. He leaves a lot of openings for a guy like Lingo to land big shots. Not to mention, I think the smaller octagon favors Lingo's style heavily. That pressure heavy in close boxing style, that's made for Lingo. It's perfect for Lingo, and it's not great for Saldana with the type of style that he likes to bring into the cage. Just unfortunately, I don't think Saldana is UFC level. In the Griffin fight, Griffin isn't UFC level as well, but he got exposed big time in the Griffin fight, in my opinion. On the Contender Series, he looked great, but I feel like Vince Murdoch just tried his hardest to give Saldana the most comfortable fight possible. Like, Murdoch just stayed at kickboxing range, didn't pressure at all, didn't attempt any takedowns. Not really sure what the game plan was for Vince Murdoch in that fight, because as the smaller fighter, you can't just be sticking at kickboxing range. You gotta close the distance and do something, man. But he made Saldana look like a superstar in that fight. And I don't think Lingo is going to give Saldana the fight that he wants, and I think he's going to look quite bad, and I think Lingo's going to run over him, honestly, in the first round. Or just beat him up for the first round and then maybe get a finish later on. But I'm expecting Lingo to dominate here. Yeah, Saldana is a good kicker, but, I don't think Lingo's going to give him any space for his kicks, honestly, and I think he's going to run over him. So yeah, we'll have a look at the betting lines. Alrighty, alright, so prediction is Austin Lingo by KO in round 1. I think he gets him out of there pretty early. I think he should be quite a big favourite. I like him as a dog right now for sure. I favour him around 60 or 70 to 75% of the time. I think he's just going to roll over Saldana, honestly. Yeah, so the money line, I like it. Obviously, as a dog. The inside the distance line, I like as well. I'm going to see what Lingo round 1 is, but mostly I'm going to be playing the money line because I like that.